Well, I've had this chute for a couple years, so I thought it'd be a okay deal to do a review on it. It's the Arrowquip 74. It's not the top of the line one, I guess. I think it's a step or two down. But we'll show you some of the features of it and what I like and don't like about it. And since we're at the front, we're going to start right off with this head holder. And I'll show you. Put the cow in there. Got her head held, kind of. See, she can still move her head around quite a bit. Really swing it around. This head holder doesn't really work that well on bigger animals, especially when they don't have their ears pulled back all the way up against that. See how she still swings her head around. So if you need to work on her eye or something, probably not going to be able to hold her with that. On smaller critters, it's a little better. I use it for dehorning calves in the wintertime. Normally I'd use a nose lead, but this seems to be holds them pretty good for that. I did lower it a little bit to get it to fit the calves. But for big critters, that head catch isn't, that head holder, I mean that yellow part, it isn't so whippy, isn't so good. It's got plenty of spots to get access to the critter. We got one here, easy open. These panels, you can remove this panel completely. I'll show you here real quick. It just lifts right off of there. You can get in there and work on her foot if you wanted or something. It just hangs on a couple pins here. And then you can just shut it up. There you go. So that's pretty nice if you need to do that. Of course, the gate's open, top half, bottom half for nursing or whatever. Top half swings out. We can show you. Well, she's got quite a bit of pressure on there, so we'll leave that shut. But you can open the gates up and do whatever you need to do. It's got the gate in the back for the vet cage or whatever you want to call it in the back. Preg checking or whatever. And it's got the slam door in the back or the whatever. I think this is a little below the 86 series. Hey, behave. Behave. 86 series has got 2 rows of these stopper things. These are for, you get a pipe behind them, you know, so they can't back up. And you can kind of work it forwards. 86 will have a couple rows of them, and I don't know, I don't know if you'd need the second row. It's just lower. I mean, we do baby calves in here, and I'll show you what size. This one's only 4 or 5 days old. This guy here, and he's tall enough when he's in there to hit that bump stops. So that's nice. Of course, most chutes I think have that. They've quieted it up pretty good. It's not real rattly bangy like a lot of them chutes. They put some little plastic hose around everywhere to kind of keep the noise down and the clanging. Like this one here, they got some barracuda hose, is what I always called it, on that to kind of keep the noise down. So it's good for getting a calf to suck, which is what we're doing here. Another, I like the door on the back, that's handy. The squeeze, the doors, the walls come in equal on the sides. They don't, you know, lean in. They just both come in straight. And then they got these blinder type things on the sides for when you get it closed up a lot. These things will move in and kind of block the hole. See, that would be formed here. What else? I'll tell you one thing I don't like is on this squeeze. We'll just go ahead and shut this. On this squeeze, this one seems to be out of adjustment. The way these latch, I think they call them latch boxes. This one here, to release the tension on the squeeze, you need to push this button in, and that's what this foot is supposed to do. And for whatever reason, this one has always done this. I don't see an adjustment because it's this piece here that's bolted on. I see you can adjust it up and down, which that foot doesn't mean it needs to be longer. And I think if we just screw around on it long enough here, because going up there with a hammer and trying to pound that button in doesn't work. So we'll just see what happens here, see if we can get it to, see if you can watch it, see what happens. See, that goes, I just gotta squeeze it real tight and then can release it. Now, if you have these doors open and swing that door shut, that'll be enough to get that foot out of place. You see it doesn't grab a whole lot up there. Just barely touches, so I don't know if I weld a little on there, but yeah, you'd think that should have been. And there's no adjustment on the latch box either. That's, I think it's the same as this thing, basically. Hey, get your nose out of here. Basically the same. And the same as, let's see, is the head gate the same? I don't remember how that works, but anyway, that little finger or foot is kind of out of place, so the squeeze is kind of a pain in the butt to get to work right. So now we can do baby calves all the way up to, now the big fat bulls you're not going to be able to get because I can't hold them on their neck. Their necks are too fat. You can't get them. You got to make sure you get the door shut or get the bar behind them, and they give you a big fiberglass rod here covered in. See, that's fiberglass in there. Must be inch. They cover it in this barracuda hose, is what I always call it. And then you just, I'll show you how it works. See, you get it in there and then you can kind of work it. Come on. You get it in there and then you can kind of work it back and forth. So that's what you got to do with the big ones with the fat necks. You can't hold them with this. They pull right back out. So, but other than doing it by yourself, one guy, here, let's let this guy out here. Shut this gate. I kind of got it set up a little goofy. Come on, jump out. I'll show you can get both doors open here. And we'll see if she'll come back. Come on, back up. Don't step on him. You want to go out that way? You can go out that way if you want. There you go. Now you can go right out. Go on out. He's had his supper. He's a little slow learner, but so that's nice. And get in there and get a baby calf caught in there. That's tight enough for baby calf, which is great for when we're castrating and whatnot. Since we don't have a calf table or do it the cowboy way on the ground, that's wonderful. And then of course we got the brisket bar in there. That's all right for cows when you're vaccinating, not so much for baby calves. It should come out when you're doing baby calves. It's kind of a pain in the butt for them to get through there. And it kind of gets in the way when you're castrating on them little ones, but it hasn't bothered me enough to take it out, I guess. So it's still in there. But there you go. there it is. That's 10 minutes. That's about all I can say about it. I'll show you the squeeze on it, how these flappers on the end kind of close up the hole. So right now we got it wide open, and see, it's a straight shot right down, all the way down to the front. And as we squeeze, you see them black pieces there, they move in. See, both sides go in. Both sides go in, kind of block that spot off. I think on some of them they have rubber flaps there instead. Now we can watch that foot again, see what happens. It gets way over here on the edge. Ouch. That's the only problem, is that foot doesn't like to. I'll show you when it does it. Well, here's what we do. I open this up, I do my castrating, I go in, whoops, I gotta latch it so it catches. Now, did the foot get out of position? No, it didn't work. Of course it didn't work this time, but anyway, that's it. Pretty nice shoot. So, later.